we want to talk about this campus that you led as a principal. Can you tell us about the campus? Was it in San Marcos?
Yes, it was at Goodnight Middle School, 6th through 8th grade. We had about 1,000 students.
Okay.
And it was, there had not really been a focus on instruction. And I had the unique opportunity of starting my principalship with a new superintendent. So same year. And he had a very strong vision for instruction.
Okay.
So, and that was good for me.
Now, you had gone from an instructional coach into principalship, I think. Were you an instructional coach on that campus?
No, I wasn't. I was at the district level. So I was assisting many campuses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you arrived at this middle school, right, what was it like? What was the culture like? What was performance like at that time?
Yeah. So the culture was really punitive towards student behavior. It was very much, there wasn't a lot of response as far as putting in a supportive plan for students. It was more punitive, like just straight to in-school suspension. Our numbers were really pretty sky high with out-of-school suspensions, in-school suspensions, placement at the alternative education placement. And so we knew that was a concern because when students are not in the classroom, then they're missing really valuable instruction. And so having to shift that culture was, something that we needed to do in order to be able to focus on student outcomes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you think about a punitive culture, if you were just coaching me, right, and you said, hey, you're a punitive culture, here's how you shift that.
Yeah.
What are the steps I would go through to, because that seems pretty dramatic to change.
It is. It's a lot of voice. I think I knew I was onto something when I first became the principal and I met individually with teachers. And that's really important when you're coming onto a new campus and you're trying to build relationships, is take the time to meet with everyone and just listen, have some key questions about like what's working, what's not working, what needs immediate attention, what just needs attention, but we're not going to be able to shift it right away because some of those things take a little longer.
Yes.
And through those conversations, I came to know very quickly that there was several teachers that felt that they needed to do some RTI, response to intervention, but they felt like their hands had been tied, that they were not allowed, that they had been directed to just remove students, not to try to work with them. So once I had enough of that information and I knew that we were heading in the right direction with this, then we started having conversations in our leadership team meeting and just establishing some steps on beginning basic changes they could do in their classroom, like moving a student's seating, before we exit them out of the room, or making phone calls and having a conference with the family, things like that.
Right.
But it's all about relationships, and it's about getting teacher voice. It's really important to get teacher voice, especially in a middle school, junior high type level.